Hello, my name is Kathleen Bolaños. I'm a mom of two and a nurse. Welcome to my channel. When I was freshly postpartum and trying to figure out how to get my body back and build a better body for when I age, I quickly realized that there's a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to fitness. A lot of people want you to make it seem like you're only going to get fit if you subscribe to their channel, if you buy into their subscription service, if you purchase their plan, if you buy their supplements, the list goes on. And that really frustrates me because it's already hard enough to get fit, especially when you're doing it after 9 months of growing another human being. And that sedentary time afterwards when you're recovering, your hormones are out of whack, your body is depleted, and your self-esteem is really low. So finding out that the barrier of entry is even higher, it makes you feel like I'm never going to get fit. I'm never going to get through all this laundry. I'm never going to get all these chores caught up. I'm never going to be the mom I want to be. I'm never going to get my body back, etc. All of that is wrong. You can get your body back. You can even build a better body. The tips I'm going to give you, I think, should never be gatekept. I think they should be free for everyone. They're scientifically backed, and they are the bedrocks of a good foundation. Number one is consistency. And I think a lot of people hear fitness and they think, oh, I have to be the next Julian Michaels. I have to be the next Jeff Nippard, or I need to be the next pro bodybuilder. And that's not true. You're the first you, and you are exactly who is needed. The world needs you. But if you're wanting to make these changes, it takes consistency. Who you are as a person is a compilation of small, minute decisions made in the unseen areas of your life every single day. Who I am as a mom, hidden within these walls, isn't seen by anybody. Those are the decisions I have to make that honor the Lord, honor my family, and honor my kids. And I want to be a good mom. It's the same with fitness. No one is going to reap the benefits but you. Like, you could say, yes, I'm going to live long so that my children have their mom for a long time. That's great. But I find I'm already doing everything else for my kids. I can't live my life for them. I do think there is truth to saying, like, would you live for your family? Would you work out for them? Would you go for walks? Would you eat high protein? Like, we would die for our kids, but would we live for them by doing all these hard things? I think that is great. But for me, my mindset needs to be, it's okay if I'm just doing this for myself. It's okay if this is my form of self-care. It's okay if the only one benefiting from this is me. You're allowed to do things just for you. So decide right now your why. And if that's your family, that's fantastic. But that why is going to help you be more consistent. You don't need to start with 75 hard and incorporating all these crazy habits. Don't get me wrong, I've done 75 hard and I liked it. But you set the bar so high, and then you feel like you have to maintain that lifestyle forever in order to be that it girl. And that's not true. I heard someone say they did a 75 soft, where instead of reading books, they allowed themselves to listen to podcasts or listen to Bible read aloud. And instead of drinking a whole gallon of water, they tried to drink 2 Stanleys. And instead of doing 2 workouts a day, they tried to stick to 3 strength and 3 cardio a week or whatever, And they just made it more attainable. And I think there's truth to both. I love sometimes a good challenge, and that can be motivating, like a steps challenge for the month or something. But I have often seen sometimes with my mental health, my physical energy, that's not maintainable. And then because I'm failing at that impossible goal I set myself, I blame myself. And then I feel like I can't do anything because I can't do it 100%. And that's just not the truth. I think consistency is far more important. And so for a beginner, I think consistency would look more like perhaps 3 full body workouts a day and a walk every day. Or because I often think full body workouts are a bit too intense for the beginner. I prefer doing upper, lower, and then walk every day or something along those lines. I actually really like doing upper, lower, push, pull legs. And so I'm just dividing it up by body part. And then my arms are fresh when I go to hit my arms. You know what I mean? My legs are fresh when I go to hit my legs. I'm not constantly doing full body and then constantly sore and then constantly exhausted. There's always a part of my body that is in full rest mode, not doing anything. And that feels a lot better. I feel like I get better recovery from that, but you're going to have to decide for yourself what you want to do. So, what can you be consistent in? I would say a walk every day would be great. We're coming up on nice weather. Gyms have treadmills, or you could get a little bike for inside your home if that's going to be make you more consistent. I got one actually for free off Facebook Marketplace, and it was my saving grace one winter before the gym opened up. And then now that we're looking at the summer and my kids aren't going to school, the bike might be good now. So build those habits and decide how you can be consistent, because it's those consistent habits that add up to the person you are and the person you want to be. So decide for yourself to be consistent and then stick to it. Obviously, there's grace for when you're sick, but second to consistency is progressive overload. So if you only ever bicep curl 20 pounds, your muscles will get strong enough to bicep curl 20 pounds and then stop growing. So realistically, you need to increase the weight or increase the number of reps you're doing every time you do the bicep curl or every single week. So I probably hit biceps twice a week, and I can kind of vary that movement a little bit. So I'll do bicep curls with like 30 pounds for 6 reps, which is kind of lower rep, higher weight. And then I'll switch to the cable machine and do as many as I can with an easy bar. And that's just an example. But I've noticed, okay, I'm ready to increase to 7 reps with the 30 pounds. And I had already increased what I was doing with the easy bar. And I do with the easy bar, I do much higher reps, shooting for 12 to even 15 reps to get more volume in my training. So for you, pick what's an area in your body you're really hoping to grow, and what can you do to progressively overload. This requires tracking your workouts. So part of consistency is making that plan, picking push-pull legs, upper, lower, full body. And then the second part, progressive overload, would be tracking that and always choosing to go harder, because that's where the real growth comes in. I'm not saying every workout needs to be the most intense thing you've ever done. Like, I've gone to the gym with a headache before and just can't handle the pressure in my head. Today I had a headache that actually kept me home from the gym because I knew I couldn't push something over my head without having an intense pain, and I kept having nausea. So I thought it's better for me to rest and get this headache gone than go. But as a general rule, I'm constantly progressing, and that's what's brought me the muscle growth that I've wanted to see. The third pillar would be nutrition. You cannot expect to grow muscle and drop body fat, which is going to give you the shape of those arms that you're looking for. So I would say consider something like Macro Factor, which is Jeff Nippard's app, or go online to a macronutrient calculator. Protein is what grows your muscles. It is so pivotal for muscle growth. Carbohydrates give your muscle energy, and then fat is good for hormone balance and brain function. All are important. Now with fats, you do want to look more at healthy fats. This is nuts, avocados. Carbohydrates, you want to look at the more high fiber options, primarily vegetables. I do still eat processed homemade breads, things like that, which would be a processed carb. I think it all has its place in a well-rounded physique, but you must be hitting your fiber, because that's going to decrease risk of colon cancer, which is so dangerous and preventable. And also, high fiber diets will lower your cholesterol and improve heart health. So eat high fiber, minimum of 25 grams, preferably 30. And you can do that by eating your vegetables. I have a lot of what I eat in a day on my channel, some long form, some just reels. So if you need motivation or ideas, go to that. You do not have to eat as high protein as I do. It's just what my coach has me eating. And to be honest, I think I'm going to lower it in order to make myself more consistent. Again, if I make that bar so high that I can't maintain it, then it's better for me to make it a more maintainable goal. And she had it set at 180, and I've been loving it. Don't get me wrong. It's giving me the physique changes that I want to see, but I haven't been sticking to it lately. And so I think that's the sign for me to lower that bar and choose consistency. Do you see how all this comes together? Your nutrition is what's going to give you the changes you want to see more than anything else. You can build great abs and them still be hidden by a layer of fat. You can be progressing in the gym and growing muscle, but still not be giving yourself enough fuel to grow that muscle. So you must eat enough and eat enough of the right things. And that's hard to hear. I really know it, especially when you're postpartum and everything's already so hard. I would say keep it simple. I heard someone say they do keep it simple, sister. Keep it simple, stupid is technically the word, but their KISS meals, KISS meals, are a protein, a carb, a fat. Or the fat might be in the protein, so they just do protein, fat, and then make sure there's fiber, because that's what's going to keep you fuller longer. Your meals should never be less than 500 calories. You should eat 3 well-rounded meals a day, probably a snack or 2, and just go for a walk, hit the gym, and I promise that's going to bring you the changes you want to see, because that basic formula works for the majority of people. If you're diabetic, it might be different. But protein will not hurt anyone unless you have poor kidney function, and I mean terribly poor kidney function, which you would know because it would be diagnosed. Then you need high protein. That's the only instance in which you need to be careful with protein intake. I think supplements, I heard one doctor refer to it as expensive pee because you pee a lot of it out. If you're eating a well-rounded diet, you do not need many supplements. Ignore the greens powders, ignore all these people selling you their products because they're making money off of it, right? If a simple whey protein powder helps you hit your protein goals or helps you get a quick meal on the way out the door to the gym, then that's great. That's what I do for breakfast. Is I do the same breakfast every day. I'm keeping it simple, and that's what's helping me make this work. Cook meat, and then I always have meat ready in the fridge, and then whenever I cook rice, I'll make extra, or if I cook potatoes, I'll cook extra. The last pillar is rest and recovery. I think most people would benefit from active recovery, which includes a walk and not being fully sedentary. I think it's very rare that you need to be fully sedentary in order to recover. But prioritizing sleep is very important. Prioritizing water intake is very important because both those things will help you recover. But if your body has the nutrients it needs, it's going to be building that muscle and rejuvenating itself. Especially if you're doing a workout split that allows the other muscles and body parts to rest while you're hitting something else. So I'll hit legs twice a week, and I hit them hard. One's a bit more of just like raw strength with the leg press, and then the other one's a little bit lighter weight with more slow controlled squats working on depth, for instance. For glutes, you might say one's super heavy hip thrusts, whereas one's more of lower weight, really controlled hip abductor movements. All of it's going to grow the muscle, all of it's growing to strengthen your body, but there's 3 days in between that where I'm hitting different types of upper body, 2 to 3 days, and that gives my legs time to be completely recovered before I hit them again. So prioritize your sleep, prioritize your rest, and give your body the building blocks it needs to recover. You'll notice I have never mentioned a workout plan I'm selling, a supplement I'm selling, an app I'm selling. All of this is free information, science-backed. It will work. So kind of take all of this in and decide what you're going to start with. For me, I would say pick your plan, make it something interesting, something you can be consistent with. Perhaps a workout buddy would help. And then I would say be consistent with that plan for a few weeks before adding in nutrition. A lot of times you will see a body recomposition where you increase muscle and decrease fat, which is going to give you the shape of the body you want without actually cutting calories, or by eating in maintenance calories. So you really only need a caloric deficit, if you are attempting to lose weight. But I would keep that deficit pretty low. I would say 100 to 200 calories lower than maintenance, not anything drastic, and increase your walks. And don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You saw I have tackled this huge load of laundry. It was actually 2 loads of laundry just while sitting here talking with you. And this video isn't even that long. So in just that short amount of time, I made a plan and I implemented it. You make your plan and implement it. If you need help, the beneficial app has been First Form. I would say there's not a lot of workout plans on the app, and it's in parts that the coaches can sell their own workout plans, and they are really always pushing you to buy some supplement, and I hate that about them. But I bought the yearly form of their plan, and so to log nutrition and to log my workouts is $10 a month now that I've paid it in a year. But I'm not going to renew it for next year because there's been enough things about it I don't love. I do think it's very user-friendly though, and could be great for a beginner if you feel like you need it. Or the free version of MyFitnessPal for logging nutrition. And then Jeff Nippard's How to Train Like a Minimalist video is really helpful. I took those 2 workouts and I would alternate them. A day, B day, A day 1 week, B day, A day, B day the next. So 3 full body workouts a week until I felt like I just didn't want to do full body anymore. But I wrote those workouts out in the notes app on my phone, and then every week just made sure I was increasing, and it worked great. I, as a runner, have really liked Kim Miller Fitness. Her app's great. Again, I'm not sponsored. The only thing I'll say is each day the workout is different, and that does keep it fresh and interesting. And those workouts do help and do work. However, because they were constantly changing, I had to constantly learn new workout moves, so then my form wasn't good. And I had difficulty tracking all the different forms of certain movements. And so I don't think I was actually applying progressive overload and growing as much muscle as I could have. And I want my time in the gym to work for me. I want it to be effective. So stick to the basics. That's what bodybuilders do, and it works. And speaking of, you have no reason to fear getting bulky. That is very hard for a woman to do. It's a lot of work to put on muscle, especially for a female with low testosterone. Plus, you need muscle. That's what's going to give you a healthy midlife and later life. We want to enjoy our retirement, right, ladies? All right. Is there anything else you would add? Let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to hear your 2 cents. And I know I'm only one person with one story, so I have a lot to learn as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.